Getting back to Bill Condon's comment last week about playing touch on Cherry Street with Kenny Showrow. Here's a picture of Kenny's older brother Ron in town from Colorado last June and joining the Clifton boys for lunch at Ashley's. Okay, we were undefeated in football our junior year. We got everybody coming back for senior year except our star quarterback. John Bennett graduated and went to Miami where he started for 3 years. But with George Myra there, John moved to running back, so we need a quarterback for our senior season. Up steps Ronnie Showrow. We go undefeated our senior year too, and rack up the longest winning streak in PA. So this is the first time I'm seeing Ronnie in 60 years. Think about that. 60 years. And we got shit to say like it was yesterday. Anyways, 2 stories on it. The first one's a real surprise. He tells me he was being recruited by the Naval Academy during his senior year at Clifton. And he's on a visit to Annapolis. He's going on a tour through the field house, and there's a basketball game going on. And he sees me playing in the game. But he can't break away from the group to come over to say hi. Wow, makes me think. Now, I was recruited to play football at Navy. But that year, I was prepping at the Naval Academy Prep School, NAPS and APS, in Bainbridge, Maryland. I played football and basketball. This has to be the game we played against the Navy plebes. Plebes are freshmen. The freshmen couldn't play on college varsity teams back then. They played on freshman teams. So Ronnie gets interviewed by the coach, Wayne Harden back then. And Harden tells him to go somewhere else. He's got a guy on the plebe team who's going to be a starter for 3 years. That guy's name is Roger Staubach. Plus, Ronnie tells me he wouldn't be accepted at Navy anyway because he's colorblind. So he keeps visiting schools and winds up at the Air Force Academy, where he plays quarterback on their football team. By the way, I played against Staubach that year too. It was one of our first games of the season, a hot, humid September afternoon in Annapolis. We traveled with about 35 players. Navy dressed 88. And they kept running players in and out all day, and they kicked the living shit out of us. I played defensive end. Blitzed on a passing play from Roger's blind side. Untouched. He sees me at the last second as I'm flying through the air, and he ducks. And I'm lucky enough to wrap my left arm around his waist as I'm soaring over him, wrap him up, and make the sack. How about that? Now, getting back to story number 2. Ronnie's at some sort of quarterback convention a couple years ago. Staubach's there. And Ronnie tells him about the coach telling him to go somewhere else because Staubach's ahead of him. Plus, he's colorblind. And Roger smiles and says, I'm colorblind too. Guess I was better than you. And they both get a good laugh. Podcast info coming later today. That's it for now. Till next time. See you.